My name is Aaron, and I'm a student rotating with the Ultrasound team here. And as a student rotating with the team, the first thing that you want to do when you come on a shift is clean the ultrasound machine. Clean the ultrasound machine. Clean the ultrasound machine. That's the first thing you do. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how you should clean it, and you want to clean before each use and after each use, just to make sure. So first thing you want to do is put on some gloves. And the reason why is because there's special wipes that we use here in the department to clean off the ultrasound probes, and you do not want to touch them with your bare hands. So you want to look for the cleaning canisters with the green tops. There's various colored tops around the ED, but you want to look for the ones with the green tops. Okay? See? Green. So you just take out one of these little wipes. And by the way, these are found, they should always be found at the bottom of the ultrasound machine. So you have your wipes. You want to get each probe, or the probe that you're going to use, but each probe, and make sure you wipe off the top really well. Try to get all the surfaces. And also the cord. Try to get the whole length of the cord if you can. And then when you're putting these probes back, you don't want the wire to just hang loosely and get stuck under the wheels. So what you do, you bring the cord in this little probe holder and just try to get one good loop and then put it back like that. So besides just the probe, what you want to do is clean off the machine itself, because during trauma there may be blood or other fluids that can accumulate on the screen and around the ultrasound machine itself. So it's just always good to just clean up the areas around, and especially the screen. What you're going to want to do is have a paper towel handy too, because the wipe leaves a lot of fluid on the screen itself. So just get a paper towel and wipe off the excess fluid. You should be ready to go.
And I want to introduce you to the Sonosite M Turbo. This machine is the one you're probably going to use the most often. You can, if you're approaching a machine you don't know what type it is, just look at the top. It says Sonosite M Turbo. This is going to be basic knobology for your course. The first and most important button on the machine is the power button, and that's located right here. When you push it, it's going to take a few seconds to load, and then you're going to get a screen potentially like this. Once you got this on, the next thing you want to do is load a patient's data in. That way we can save the images as you get them, and you start by pushing the patient button located right here. Once you do that, this screen is going to load. It has fields for last name, first name, ID, etc. By our ultrasound group's convention, what we do is we enter the sonographer's name or nickname into the last name field. For example, if I'm doing this, I would put Venk. You may choose your last name, your initials, or whatever. In the first name field, we put the last name of the patient. Let's say Doe. And then you can tab down to the ID field, or you could use the trackpad to get there. Either way. Once you're there, put in the patient's medical record number. Alright, that's the basic information you have to enter, but before you get off this screen, you want to tell the M Turbo what type of study you're going to do. If you look here in the top right part of the screen, it has different listings of presets the machine has based on what probe you have selected. In one of the other videos, Dr. Boniface is going to go over the different types of probes. But in this case, for this probe, we have a drop-down menu that includes abdominal exam, OB exam, and cardiac exam. and you'll want to choose the one that you're about to perform. Let's say we're going to do an abdominal exam. Once you have all this set, you want to get out of the screen and get started scanning. In the bottom right, it says Done. These buttons correspond to the fields that are listed on the screen. For example, to hit Done, you press this button. Now, the actual imaging screen is going to load once the computer has saved the data that you just entered. Once that does, we will talk about some more knobs. Alright, anytime you're on this screen, you're ready to get some images. If you're not at this screen, the most important button to remember to get back to something like this is the 2D button located in the bottom right portion of the panel. If you push it, you will end up at this type of screen. Again, all the information you just entered, the sonographer and the last name of the patient, the medical record number, date and time, and the type of study will be listed on the screen. Alright, now that you have them, let's pretend you have the world's best view of a kidney on the screen and you want to save it. There's two types of ways you can save. You can save an actual clip, which is going to be a 2, 6, or 10-second clip, video clip, by pushing this button. You could save a still image by pushing this button. Particularly when trying to save still images, it's sometimes helpful before you hit save to freeze the image you have on the screen, and then you can go forward and backward over a period of a few seconds to get the optimal image that you want, and then save. We'll show you exactly how to do that on your rotation. Once you have an image saved or an image that's frozen and you want to get back to actual live scanning, again, your 2D button. Alright, we're almost done with knobology. There's a couple other things. To change the brightness of your screen, there are knobs located on the left side panel of the machine. These are called the gain. The bottom one represents the entire screen brightness. You can rotate it up for more bright or down for darker. If you want to get real fancy, once you get more talented with the machine and the probe, what you can do is if you want to adjust just the near field brightness or the far field brightness, you can use these two gains. The top one being for the near field, as you can see, the bottom one being for the far field, as you see above. Alright, the last thing that you have to remember is that to change the depth of your image, as you can see on the scale listed in the bottom right of the screen, you press these buttons here. The bottom one will increase your depth to 24 centimeters, and the top one will shallow your depth. Say you are finished performing the abdominal exam that we've already entered, and you want to perform a cardiac examination on the same patient with the same information. You can quickly switch by pressing the exam button located right here, and you get the same drop-down menu as before. And you can select it, and the machine will automatically switch to the cardiac presets to optimize your image and show off what you really can do. Alright, that's everything for knobology on the Sonosite M Turbo.